So this is the Game of Thrones Mother of Dragons inspired look. If you want to learn how to do this, then continue on in the video. So good luck! Step 1 is to put on some primer, and I'm using the Femme Couture Get Poreless Pore Minimizer. This is really for red skin, so it's color correcting, which is going to be perfect because she has absolutely like perfect skin. Now, once that is dried, take a color correcting concealer palette and a concealer brush and just start putting a bunch over any redness that you see, and then any like maybe dark spots or under eye circles, you're going to take a really light shade and then we're going to blend it out. Now to quickly blend this out, I'm just going to use a stippling brush, which will just really give an airbrush finish. Now take your favorite foundation, which I'm using the Dermablend Professional Smooth Liquid Camo in the shade Light, I believe. I just apply some to my hand, and then we're going to take my damp beauty blender and dab it all over the face. This is really a completely full coverage look. Because we just want like a completely like clean surface to work with. Even apply some in your eyebrows because we're going to go back in and do our eyebrows a little bit differently than normal. Once you've done that, go in with any pressed powder. Again, I'm using Dermablend Professionals and mine is in the shade Almond, and just apply that everywhere. Now, put some setting spray on. Next, take a brow brush, and I'm going to use the shade Puddin' from the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. And we're going to start making our eyebrows look more round and very, very, very full. Now this is kind of hard to do, but if that color didn't work for you, I'm going to go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade in the shade Soft Brown and just kind of like create more eyebrow, because mine are relatively full to begin with. Like I didn't have any makeup on them at the beginning of the video, but hers are just like dang. So we just want to make them as full as possible. They have to look insanely like old world, and just like that. And if you have a shadow underneath your eyebrows from the powder, that's literally perfect. It means you're like ahead of the game. Step 2 is to take a gray base shade. I'm going to use the shade Mugshot from the Naked 3 palette, and then take a large precision angled brush and apply that basically in the outer corner of your eye. Make it look super smoky, just like this. It doesn't need to be perfect, because it's supposed to look relatively natural. Now, once you've done this, go back and then blend. To recreate her look, then take a precision flat brush and take the shade Dark Side, or just a slightly darker gray, and go above the corner of your eye, right between your eyebrow and the corner of your eye, and create a shadow. And just drag the shadow back. Take an even darker shade if possible. I'm going to use a tiny bit of this shade Dark Heart and put it in just the inner corner, and then just blend out. Go in with an angled shadow brush and take a light neutral shade, any shade really, and apply it over the entire lid, and then take a little bit of a highlight color and also work it in there. This will help bring out the eyes and cause the contrast of the shadow to be even greater. The next step is to create those under eye bags that don't go down here like mine do, but just right here. And it's actually going to be concentrated quite a bit in the front. You want to create a circular look. So to do this, take a matte brownish shade, and I use the shade Nooner, and start in the corner and draw a circle out. And don't really blend it yet. We'll do that. Now go in and blend it with a neutral shade. Add a little bit of the neutral shade to your brush and then blend it out like this. The next step is just to add some color to your face. So take a bronzer and a light brush and just go over the entire face. Try to make it even. For the nose, she has a thin nose that ends thicker, so we're going to try to recreate that by doing a thin bridge that then turns into a thicker nose at the bottom. Similar to that. And then add some at the bottom of your nose. Now the highlight we're going to do is pretty light, and it's also going to be golden. The highlight that I'm going to use is the Mika Beauty Cosmetics in the shade number 3. And we're just going to get a little bit on our finger, dab it up, and then blend. And then we're also going to just put a little bit on the apples of our cheeks and then on our brow bones. For the lips, we're going to use a ColourPop matte lipstick in the shade Chi. And this is a very nude shade. For this, we're going to bring our lips out more and we're going to make them slightly fuller. Finally, mascara. After you do that, go in with a pink gloss. This will give a little bit more depth to the look. And then take a light blush and apply that to the apples of your cheeks. So this is the final product. If you liked the video, then please like it. If you want to see more videos, then please subscribe. And if you want to request a video, then just comment below. Thank you. Bye guys.